Hello, my name is Sue Smith and the love of craft has always been with me. As a child I used to spend hours colouring with pencils. And like you, I had a grandmother with an irresistible tin of loose buttons. My mum taught me to knit and sew because she had a sewing machine, which introduced me to all kinds of crafting. I used to be a hand lettering artist for a greeting card company, and now I enjoy working at my local garden centre, where I can use my creativity in visual merchandising. They opened a craft area in 2012, and I didn't know what docraft products were, but I did enjoy undoing boxes of docraft goodies, and soon I became familiar with them. So in 2012 I started scrapbooking, and I started card making in 2013. And then I discovered the docraft website and started uploading my makes. And ever since then, I've had a thrilling journey with my paper crafting. I love texture and colour, and I'm fascinated by design, which I think about a lot in my work. I think the latest docraft range that is my favourite is the Capsule Collection Pigments papers, and just seeing those inspires me to craft. Today I'm going to show you some die cutting techniques, and I'm going to show you how to make this card that's a sky changing card. It's a garden scene and it's got scenes that you can change to alter the sky and the mood of the card. So to start with, you get an 8x8 card blank and cut it down slightly. And to start with, we're going to use the In the Garden dies, which are fabulous. So take the intricate inner part, because it comes in several pieces. Place it downside onto got a grey card. I just love bits of craft tape to hold down the die, stop it moving around. Okay, so then that goes face up because the cutting's going to cut into the cutting plate, and then the base of the die sits on the base plate of the express cutting machine. So I'll wheel that through on about a 4.5 setting. And sometimes with these bigger surface dies, they don't quite cut first time. So I kind of move it in a different position just to get it through. With intricate dies, you need to get all those little areas cut. And I don't like to put it on a stiffer, a tighter level, because you can't push the handles round then. Let's try and always go back the other way. Okay. And then craft tape comes off. And then it reveals the lovely intricate design like this. Right then, now we're going to have fun cutting it up, dissecting it. So we're going to cut out the lovely gate because we don't need that, because I'm going to make a nice silver one instead. So cut that out. Okay, and then you're left with a nice gap at the bottom, and I've kept the stem of the birdhouse because I want to use that to make it stronger there on that little thin piece. Okay, so now we have fun and cut out the shiny silver gates. So the same, put a nice piece of Miri board just on the gate section. That's it, face down. Roll this through again. there's something about manually turning this and having it run through the machine. I'm getting a feel for it. There we go. Wow, that's just die cut beautifully. Surprised myself there. Lovely. Let's get rid of the bits on the floor. Okay, now I'm just going to trim this up slightly. That's it, because we want the gates to open. I just love cards that have a tactile element that you can sort of move. Here, the gates actually open. That's it. Cut the bottom of the gates and then slice the gates in half so they have the moving mechanism and fold them back. So cute. Okay, and then this, oh, I do have to trim off the top bit of the gates. That's it. And then there, so that sits inside there. So you can see the scene starting to develop. Okay, now we need a frame around it. That's where the die cut frame comes into play. And we're going to cut this in a nice dark green to match. So these 6x6 papers, the cardstock, the 6x6 papers are just wonderful. There, and it's all the same size. Just hold that in place with some tape also. And then run this through. Can you hear that cracking noise? Someone did tell me, that's because I placed it at 90 degrees, someone did tell me if you actually tilt it slightly at an angle, it will make less of that cracking noise, because it's just the points going through. I don't know everything, so that tip was really useful. Okay. There, so now we have our frame, and I've also cut another frame with my craft knife in the textured cardstock just to add a little bit more interest. And then also, if I just snip a little bit of this lovely lush bright green, where's the die again? I'm just going to run this through just to put some colour on that cute birdhouse. Just to highlight it, because it's a nice little feature. Scissors. So you can snip out elements, pick out features of the design. And also I want to use the stem of the birdhouse. There. Glue stick. I quite like a glue stick. I know we all have our favourite glues, but I just love a glue stick. I think it's so versatile for big areas, small areas. So I'll just pop the little green birdhouse on there, like so. And I'm now going to attach I'll stick it on the back like this. And you don't have to have the whole flat surface. If you tilt it, you can just get quite a small area of the glue. It's got movability as well, so you can line up your work just where you want it with this glue. That's it. And then I'm going to use no waste. I'm going to use the inside to run it through again to cut the lovely archway. There's me putting it on the square again. I kind of like that noise though. Okay, it's having trouble with the middle section. Keep my bits of tape back on there. So I'm going to cut the arch out. And I'm more or less going to cut all the little bits, joining bits, away. So you're just basically left with the arch, which we can then... Yes, I did put it on with foam pads, just to give it that bit more depth to the scene. There. So that goes over the top. Okay, now we're building it up. The foam tape, because I want to create a space within the scene. So I'm just going to use the tape on 3 sides of the frame. And I want the depth as well, so I'm actually going to put 2 layers of tape on. Okay, and must get it the right way round. Always check your works the right way round, so you don't want your card opening the wrong way. Okay, so I actually want some tape on here as well. So I want it down this side. Three sides. Okay, so position this nicely in the middle, and then this over the top. There you have your nice card developing and the scene in place. Now we're going to create the actual sky pieces, and I've just used textured cardstock for this. I've just cut out a rectangle that fits with an extra tab off the end, and I'm going to create the circular bit by I'm going to use my nesting dies, the circle nesting dies. Just take the second smallest, place it like that. I'm just going to cut, use the die, just going to cut with the craft knife around it. Mind your fingers. And then cut the rest of the tab away, so it just leaves the circular piece. So I'm just going to trim up and neaten up with the scissors on that last bit. Okay, and now we can have fun placing our scenes, which I've used the lovely pigment papers for this, and this gives you a great variety of gorgeous colour. So you just cut a piece of sky to match your scene section and glue them in place. There we go. And remember, I've got a night sky as well. Remember to don't stick it on that way. It's actually got to go that way. There, cut this one as well. because if you intend the dark sky to be on the top, then you've got to make sure you get it the right way round. More lovely glue stick. There, stick that one on. Okay. And then if you did want the night sky, I have actually stuck that on the wrong way. The beauty of the glue stick, it comes off easily. There. So if you did want the night sky, this now, there we go. There. Flip it over. You can have a different mood. A nice morning sky of the coloured one as well, which is the favourite one, I think. That one goes in there as well. That's gorgeous, lots of colour. Okay, so I've created 3 of these background scenes and one slots in, and the other 2 I'm going to create a little storage pocket for them on the back. And by doing that, I'm just taking another piece of textured card with another 2 layers of the foam tape around 3 sides, so you leave the pocket opening. So make sure I have that in the right place. Place that down. Right in the centre. That's it. So now we've got a little secret pocket almost to slot the spare scenes in. Okay, the next thing to do after you've created your scene panels is to add a nice caption, and I've taken the Happy Days lettering caption and I've die cut those in white and also in the same grey as well, and I've doubled them up to give the white a sort of shadow line, just to give it that little bit more interest. And glue those together with the Sailor 2-in-1 pen. It's terrific for those really fine details. Okay, actually I'm going to use it again to glue it onto the frame. I'm going to glue it centrally. Sometimes I do spend a little while offering things up. Would it look good there? Would it look good up there? That's why I give design a bit of thought in my cards, just to make sure that they're in the right place, that look nice. Happy Days. I'm going to just decorate it now with a few of those lovely pink butterflies that are giving it the card a bit of movement, because there's lovely, well, there's 2 butterflies that you can actually pick out on the design. So I'm just going to cut a couple of small pieces, place the die, put the paper over the top of the butterflies, run this through, cut the butterflies out. It might be time consuming to do this added detail, but I think it's worth it. There. Take the time and make your project look decorative. And then it's got 2 lovely little diddy flowers, a smaller one and a bigger one. And I'm just going to put them up that end and cut some of those out in 3 different shades of pink. this might be a little bit laborious, but if you put them at the end, cut them, and then just roll it back, you don't have to go all the way through with the plate. So that makes it a bit quicker. So the glue stick. Just tap them on top of the glue stick and place them over. I like to do the finer detail towards the end of the design, and then you can sort of judge how much or how little to put on. Need another butterfly for the frame, and then we're more or less there. Just enjoy decorating and building up the layers. I think it's all about enjoy making it as well as giving it. There. The design finished. Thank you for watching.